able to bounce
no one can get
back.
through the choke point. Oh, we have our first raid boss as well for a while. Liquid on defense, we've got FUT on attack, and we have Zeus, raid boss, and we are knifing over towards Dish. And it's going to hit 2. Oh, we're going for a crunch. And the knife missed. They kind of don't know about this. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, they beat the knife, and they just didn't have any info, and they thought there would have been info if this was happening from the knife.
And Yedege. Now, I will say, if I wanted anybody in pistol clutches, these are the ones.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter what
It was a
weapons
huge
your
miss
opponents
knife.
have.
He just
I
went
think
too deep.
Captain might even have a better win
He
rate
just did
at
like
their
this.
rifles. Nice shots from Yedege.
And they were
Both
here.
players now spotted, though, for Team Liquid. And with this north side push, they will group up those 3 players and just hold the spike with a death grip. Kiko, I think he did just about fly under the radar. There is a ping on the boxes, so they're somewhat suspicious to peek out from out of Captain. Perfect. And now down to a 2v3.
Still gonna get the spike though.
A more bite-sized portion for this squad. And with these 2 players, ghosts in hand, looking for the swing, this firing squad is
gonna camera
about to
out.
be put to the test. Camo low already. And a star to start, close left corner, cleared out. Still a couple stars ready to play with. It looks like they'll be popped in for the concealment, the bit of smoke. Isolating some fights already. It's Kamek down.
Holy 2v4.
Just these 2 against 4. The firing
there's some
squad
rough
was
rounds,
there. The
man.
spike was
There's
down.
some rough rounds
They
in
had
this VOD
everything,
already.
even the info, Tom. But that still was not
What's
enough.
up, Crippy?
I will say, the one thing I'll give to Liquid is why on earth is Ada Captain running into that scenario with all 5 of his stars left? Like,
Yeah, I mean, he did util dump them.
It's just like, you thought I'd have no utility. Here's the suck, the stun, here's the smokes, the fake out, and you're just sat there. They had their nice little lineup. Like, they were like, right, you duck, I'll stand here. And then just all of this utility
2-1 for the Pistols.
So man. What an absolute madman.
I honestly,
Yeah, he had so many stars.
I don't think
But
the
still,
Liquid fans will right now, because that's got to be
2v4 at its peak.
That was a 2v4 when you had the spike, and you still managed to not even get a kill past that point. Aggressive again, consistently trying to push and press. They have a lot of utility to do that, and a lot of utility to delay. In this sort of round, though, not so much, although it is going fairly well.
Yeah, that can be any worse timing as well, and Kamek somehow killed another.
From north side back to the spike, he heard one player straggling a little bit. Caught him off.
Okay,
And now,
1v3, and they all take the rope. Yetajay has a camera,
really
but
falling apart quickly.
he is
The
just
only
not going to feel
downside
comfy
for
to
Team
check
Liquid
this
is,
yet.
like you say, Tom, it's Yetajay they're up against. We're going to hear a loud scream from that stage. Either it's the 5 players who came in with pistols, or it's Yetajay
Oh, there's
on
2.
his own.
Well, that'll do it.
Cover your ears.
Part of me was hoping you'd say it's Brittany.
They're pretty far away. While this is going on, Kamek picked up a orb and is 1 away from res.
To get into a post plant. Opposing team of all
They
gathered
are
up on
the
B.
furthest point away you could
Now,
possibly
if they
be.
go back through, you can see the pings on the map.
Time is
They
going
could
to
look
get
try
low
and
on
retrieve
this.
some, but they're not going that way.
Oh,
they want to
boy.
take the fast route back.
They got
into
no
these
vision
positions.
block.
Now Yedajay's hoping maybe to isolate a duel. That isn't going to be happening. Every member of Liquid moving in tandem, trying to take this one together, even faking things out with his own cage. He's baited them into isolated.
Damn, dude. He owned them with the cage as well. Oh, boy. That's a 2v4 into 1v3. They didn't pick up the guns. Dude, surely you would run down and pick up the guns after. Like, you would trade out the fact that you... I feel like in the 1v3, I like the group up, but I think you gotta try and push and pick up the guns. They like cancelled their push underpass and didn't go for the guns, right?
I love the cage. Like, it's such a small detail, but he kind of
He played it well,
to try and
still.
sell the idea that maybe he's main or on the other side. The cage doesn't help in his current position, but that's the whole point, that it makes you look elsewhere. Still, the damage that's been done is ludicrous. Like, with what they had, like, that's the thing. If it's 1 player alive and you've killed 4, that's not bad when you only have pistols. When it's a 3v1, not so much. And it's going to leave them low for this.
Nice shot.
That's a great
This is a
start.
bonus as well.
Walk up from Zeus.
Kind of pick you need.
The problem is, I think it's very easy to read how Liquid play this comp. Because they just fight one site, and you're gonna, it's wherever the stun is, and then you just know the double sentinel are on the other site.
So all that early information for Team Liquid fades away. But now they're playing blind into this.
Oh,
Smoke goes
walking
down,
over
but
towards A
Captain's
main.
ahead of it. He's already walked out. Panatek spotted, crossing
Holy.
up towards the satellite, and I thought that was going to be Yedajay's kill, but Cracked, feeling brave. He went for it with the Sheriff, lands the kill, and a 4 versus 2. Well, you know what? FUT managed to win a round just like this in the pistol. This time the odds a little bit more stacked against them. Nice start from Kiko.
Yeah,
It's a nice flash, man. It's a nice flash.
The pop flash, Sublime.
Yeah, that was sick from me.
Mentioned on the desk.
Cracks
You
back
put
on
Cracks
KO.
and you'd be a fool not to believe in it. Nat's going to try and take them all on.
Small little
They all
micro thing. You
stacked
should
up,
always
ready and
molly the
waiting.
left
I'll leave him hanging.
and then
The thing is,
spam the
last
right.
2 rounds,
Instead of
okay, the
mollying
first
where
one
the
was a
spam
mess.
is,
The
and
second
they
one,
still
you
have a
almost
free
managed to
position to hold
basically
into.
make a mountain out of a molehill. You had nothing to play with and you were successful. This round was just messy. Like, you had 2 players that it seemed like completely lost track of parts of the map. One just walking out into the open on one side, and then one doing exactly the same thing on the other side. And especially when you have a low buy round, you kind of have to expect people to be a bit more cheeky. Like, okay, I'm going to try and push this angle when I shouldn't. I'm going to try and take this space. And even look at where the
Rough
crossfire
start.
was. That player walks out into an angle that's not covered. Like, these are little mistakes, and I'm not
The
surprised
Sage pause?
that
Yeah, the Sage pause was a little bit
immediately
weird.
we're gonna see a
And I think they
pause
thought the
called by the
wall
coach,
was
'cause
going to
you
get
can't-
broken,
it
and
happens any
then
longer,
it was
you're
meant to
already
be
lost.
a pause that you don't play. Then the wall didn't get broken, was walking out into the open. They also, for sure, Liquid got caught off with FUT just taking map control.
What can we do better?
And that is something that happens with this Liquid comp. They like turtle a lot because you've got these two. And in terms of like the pushes, you don't, even though you have the util, we don't really have someone that can like capitalize send it.
Could have been Nats towards the spawn in the 2v3 in the pistol. So there's been 3
So
rounds.
I
so
do like
far,
this from
and in all
FUT.
3,
They realized that
yeah,
Liquid just give
especially
them
the
so
first
much
2
space.
Liquid
We walk aggro
probably
here,
feel
we
like
walk
they had a
aggro here.
chance that
They got a
let
kill
slip
catching
away.
this off guard. They got a
And with
kill
those
catching
little
this
things,
off
those little
guard.
sloppy mistakes,
Like all they
in
did was just look
basically
at
3
the
for
old
3, you're
demo and they're like, well,
starting
Liquid don't go
rounds. The
aggro.
timeout, although early,
We don't have a
is
duelist. We don't have to
definitely
worry
warranted.
too
Now
much
we
about the
should see Team
crunches.
Liquid back
Even though
in a
Liquid
more
did it in the pistol,
refined way.
but
The only problem
they kind of do
is
that
haven't exactly
because they
got the
don't do it the
credits
rest
to
of the
match
game.
FUT with a huge economic advantage. Now FUT could make this even worse with a 4-0 start.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. In all 3 rounds, at some point, they've been heavily favored. Last
I like
round,
that
it was at the
though.
start of the round.
Gets hit
The
on
round before,
purpose
it was
with
a
the
3v1.
knife.
The round before was a 4v2. Those are now errors. This is not like, okay, if you just lose those rounds,
Okay,
it's
camera
not that
saw
big a deal.
3.
Shit happens, but realistically,
Instant react over
these have now
towards
been
B.
mistakes against world-class players and a world-class team.
Got the camera for the retake.
They're not going to give you the same
Camo
back. You're gonna have
gets
to
the
take it
orb.
from them.
That would be a
chance
gun
for
though.
fight again.
Ooh, hold up.
Panatek's done very well to get rid of Anna Captain. 1 layer of the lurk, but as we know, Yedajay is always that second layer.
Yeah, sometimes you'd say it at least divides their attention, but there is a trap there for them to play off. So FUT still know that their back is secure. Trap destroyed, confirms.
Problem is
they're
FUT
still
have
coming.
a lot of
Ready with the
util.
stun, but the swing will be right into 2
Damn,
rifles.
dude,
Oh,
nice
Ready
solo
taking
round.
powers. Big play from him as the breach opens up this space. Sure, he
Doable,
goes
another
down.
1v3
These
for him.
pistols
It's at
left in with a
least
chance
getting
to fuse
halved.
already underway. Big swing from
Nice
Yedajay,
shot.
catches Nats. They know that that spike is not being diffused. The res there for
Yeah.
Kamek, but he is in fact going to use it. Going to try to use the numbers to their advantage, but
Holy
it's not
bro.
working out. Time ticking away slowly but surely, and it looks like it might just be gone. Yedajay counting in his head, using his camera, and
Time.
finally putting this 1-2.
Holy, he plays you so well.
4-0.
It's another one. It's another 1v3 for him. If you're including the res.
Yeah,
Which you might.
well,
You
we
could say
really are
1v4,
gonna be
but it's a
giving our sponsors
1v3.
the greatest of call-outs. That was another Red Bull
Fact,
card
he's
coming
won
out of
2
Yedajay.
1v3s.
I honestly...
Chat, with 4 rounds
every
in,
time
there's
he's
been
in
a
clutch, I'm now gonna
2v4,
say, who is it?
a
Because
1v3
it's just getting
and a
ridiculous.
1v3.
He is in those late rounds. I said it when Ada Captain went down. There's always a second layer to the lurk. He is so good in those late round scenarios, not even just off the aim. The aim is crispy. Everyone can see that. But it's how he uses his cam. It's how he uses the timing, the jiggle peaks, the isolation. He's still one of the youngest players in the league, by the way. He's the whole package. Oh, for Liquid again, it's a round where they do so much with so little. Kamek in a great position, but it does seem like maybe a bit of an obvious one? No, I guess not.
Yeah, I thought it was. Even with the stun going down, they were ready for it. Just a bit of miscommunication as Zeus and Mr. Fallen go down. Spike now in the open, ready to be retrieved, but no one there to do so.
They want to do this, but it's a 3v5 at its peak. That's now a 3v3.
Just walked into the side, open sesame, trying to get back into a safe corner is Kamek.
Holy no, man, it was a team breach ult. It was a team breach ult.
As Camo's left alone, 1v3. To try to pick them all up. Spike's being retrieved. He goes back to the scene of the crime.
Oh,
but
boy.
waiting. 5-0 now. FUT leading by example. Team Liquid, we asked, would this be a recovery on the previous fracture?
I'm melting into my chair a little bit.
State, but so far, Tom, never mind a step backwards. We haven't seen them step off the starting block.
I'll be honest, for anybody maybe just joining us, this could be 5-0 to Team Liquid. They are currently
I think he's not wrong.
for the worst 5v4 conversion rate in the league because it's 0. Like, I don't think we've seen anything like this. Again, you see those two openers. The recovery on the other side of the map is, again, just isolated fights. Like,
And now they got all these ults.
I feel bad for them at this stage because they should definitely have a round on the board. Yeah. And FUT have been taking casualties every single time. Pace change, wall used, it's going to waste the ult.
Goes in as well. Dude, they're not even playing. They're not even playing anti-KO against the KO ult.
Team Liquid, something to prove. I think last round it was Patatek's rolling thunder.
That Boombot bugged out a little bit, so they know there's heaven.
Left them within a disadvantage they never recovered from. Now FUT have their own rolling thunder, primed and ready, deployed as the drop came in, but the kills don't necessarily follow. Captain again putting up numbers, but Cosmic Divide blocking them out. Team Liquid get up close. They'll have a flash to use. They'll have the info on the back of this ultimate from Cypher. Sidestep. Zeus doesn't quite make it out of the stun. Great utility from the side of Team Liquid, but they still need the kills that Camo's putting on the board. Captain swinging in, sees the defuse.
Yeah, he's just going to random Astra Suck.
That wall robbing him of a chance to use the sound.
Wingman.
Grafwell in play. There's the tap. There's the swing. Captain needs the
oh my goodness. Oh my god, bro. It's crazy. It's every round at the moment. It's a lovely clutch from him, though. It is a lovely clutch.
It keeps slipping through their grasp.
But yeah, it must be so devastating. Yeah, the coach reactions right now, they must be losing their mind.
At this point, because the strategy, the setups, the retakes, everything has looked great. And
like FUT keep playing them well.
There's only one player left alive. There's no way we can lose it from here. And then they have 6 times in a row. I have never, and I mean never, ever seen a game like this. And I am, from a FUT perspective, I wouldn't even say wonderful, because they're losing the early round every time.
Damn, dude.
But from a Liquid perspective, it's a painful watch.
No, yeah, it's stats-wise, it looks horrendous.
And props to them for still sticking with the club, because it doesn't seem like that pain is going anywhere.
Eamon's going to need a hug after this one. Oh, let's see. Maybe the second half could turn
Damn,
around.
Eamon managed to get shot up.
We need Team Liquid to put up some form of a foundation. Kiko was thinking about tucking in. What a play it could have been. Instead, he goes looking for them, and, well, he certainly finds a few.
At least a very good trade on this. Give me a sight.
But FUT are on the back foot.
Maybe if we underhype it. There's absolutely no way that Liquid could ever win this round from an advantageous position. No, that doesn't work either. Already back into a 3 versus 3. Camo has been able to retrieve a weapon at least.
I'm losing count of the rounds now.
Available for Kamek, so they can give themselves an advantage if they can get to the player, which is easier said than done. Both.
Did I be writing them all down? I feel mean.
Positions. Again, though, there's a chance.
Well, the odds not in Team Liquid's favor. Maybe that can be what changes the tide. Captain's been caught inside the smoke.
They got a res as well if you want to go for it.
King of the clutch so far, and he's delivered.
Damn, there we go. They're on the board.
Turns on a dime.
They're on the board.
And as the battle of ciphers is won at long last, Team Liquid fans see a round on the board. And I'll say this,
and at least they would have felt like they should have been winning a lot more rounds, so maybe this would give them a lot of confidence.
That's the thing. It's very easy.
The problem is, if they lose the next round, it's really rough.
but managing to
Money
get that
will
one over the
be
line.
fully gone.
Still believed in Yedeje every moment that went on, but the shot at the end from Nats was wonderful, and hopefully that's the springboard for something, because as I said, this scoreline,
That's funny.
and I know that this is said quite often, this is incredibly misleading as to how the game has gone. It has been a
1,
close
2,
affair, a back and
3
forth
people that
clutch
can't
rounds
buy.
every single
1,
time.
2, 3.
Liquid can
Dude,
feel
for the
hard done by
6-1
the
up
fact
and
that
there's
it's
still 3 people that
currently
can't
6-1
buy.
against them.
The
But
church,
they need to forget
it tells you
about all that
something.
and get on with the game.
Yeah, it's the start of the
Yesterday,
movie.
11 to
Sammy
3.
Gilmore can get it to the green, just can't tap it in. A little bit more work. We
Same
can see
thing
Team
for Liquid
put
though.
those rounds on the board consistently.
Stun, wall.
Stop saying Red Bull clutch every time for the
Again, I
side
do
of
think the
FUT.
problem with the
6 to
stun
1
is they just know the
rifles
setup
and
every
res
single
still there
time.
for
But
Team Liquid.
they do still keep
Orbital strike on Kiko as well.
winning like the
And it's not
fast
like FUT have
30
any
seconds of the
those safety
round.
nets to fall back
Just
on.
everything else.
Clearly around, favoring the defense. With the rotations towards the B site, we're seeing Kiko online just in time. FUT running into a big stack.
Oh, I like that though.
See how they deal with this already. Kamek's the first to draw blood, the first to fall on their
Big
side.
play from Nats.
Around the cages.
Lovely
Go
trades.
dancing, and the trades are
Chill,
there
chill, chill,
immediately
chill,
from Kiko.
chill.
Finally getting himself onto the board.
Yeah, did someone swing?
Can look
Ooh,
to put the
comms.
pain onto FUT. Instead, though, he's got down,
It's a
and
shame because
it's
the
labor
double
from
left swing's
No
good. It's
trade,
just the
putting
shots
things
aren't
back
here.
into a 2 versus 2. Zeus definitely worse for wear though.
They were about to orbital strike.
30
Pause the
seconds
play so Patty could come in. That fight didn't work out, and now Patty's gone. It's only Camo to stand against the tide, and it rages on for FUT.
Money in the bin.
7-1 now, showing no sign of
my
slowing down despite
1-9
close rounds.
loss
they
bonus.
keep putting them up.
Yeah, I had
God, do
genuine
you do another
question,
timeout?
because I feel like this is true, but I'm not certain.
Okay.
Have FUT had an opening kill in this game?
Say again, sorry, Tom?
Have FUT had an opening kill in this game?
That might be a good question.
Because I can't think of one.
Nah, he might be right.
That's a
Liquid
fair
might
point. Yeah,
have
no,
8
nothing
first
stands
kills.
out in my mind. There could be one flying under the radar.
Yeah,
but
I'm trying
it
to
feels
think
like
of
they
one.
are.
I can't think
Get
of
your
one.
Point, fighting from behind a lot,
Every time, yeah.
and yet making it work.
Chat, anyone
We're seeing
remember
that in
FUT getting a
what,
first
5
kill?
Red Bull clutches so far, 8 rounds.
To be fair, it wasn't one of them Nats, so, you know.
That's fair. I think it might be 6
Pistol?
Red Bull clutches if we include Nats this one.
Pistol maybe.
I do feel like these though are the
Who's
more
got one on the
difficult
bonus?
games for coaches, like for Loan and Yatsin. Like this is a moment where you have to sort of go, okay, our strategy is not wrong. Like our actual execution of the early rounds is not wrong. So the plan is clearly correct. It's just
Yeah,
in the
it's a rough
mid-rounds,
timeout
like
because
first you have some of the insane
I mean,
individual depth.
they know
that's
what's
coming out
going
from either
wrong.
Captain and Yadaje. Like these are 2 players that I think
It's
strike
6-8
fear
at
into
the moment,
hearts of
6
men
to
with
2.
How they're able to do things in those
Oh,
late
6-8
rounds.
in terms of
But also
advantages
just
up.
some of the moments of not even strategy, just working off each other from Liquid goes a little bit wrong. I feel like in this round that wasn't even really the case. Like you had the decent crossfires, you had Nats making a play.
this
Kiko
round
immediately
was
trading
literally a
off of
whiff.
It looked better.
Like
but
the,
it's still
the
not
double
enough.
swing
7-1,
here
FUT
should
coming
have
out
at
on top of,
minimum got a
well,
trade.
the majority of those late rounds. And it's getting tougher and tougher now to say, okay, can Liquid turn this back later in the game? Because you're playing a composition that it doesn't sing for me.
Okay,
on
they
the
do
attack.
change everything up though, and this time we're showing pressure and
It
we
is very
sage
much
wall here
foundation
instead of
built
over
on
towards
sand.
here. They were close enough to hear the sage wall that they're gonna know, but they also have to respect this because people could be on top of the sage wall or in front.
In my mind, Tom,
But I do like the change
this
up
is
from
the round
Liquid.
they win. They've got
But that's
pistols.
not the issue.
Weaknesses
Okay,
across the
that's
board.
not the
Please get
issue.
the
The issue is the
Yeah, indeed. Won't
advantages.
even be Nats, will it? Shot through the smoke from a classic. I'm expecting it. But for now, a slow play from FUT. Not something we're used to seeing. They move towards the A site, waiting behind this wall.
Yeah, and they're
it'll be a
all gonna get hit
nasty
before the
surprise
wall
if
breaks, and then
anyone
they're gonna be
from
able to
Team Liquid is
burst.
still around when that breaks.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Kamek's done well to create like slow points on the map that are just general
Whoa.
irritations and almost further delay being put in on the ultimate.
all in a
Maybe little bit
4v5 though,
unexpected that would be
eco.
committed in a round like this. Maybe hoping that they were all stuck in that slow and had nowhere to
Yeah,
go, but
not a bad idea.
I think already slightly backing
Yeah.
off where they were going to be. And now it becomes more and more difficult by the second as they slowly
Jesus.
get picked apart.
Gee,
Maybe
it's
about
so
to
brutal
finally
to
see
watch.
a clean round from FUT.
It is a question mark. I think probably the slow and the orbital strike, just a second in the difference of that hitting and landing. Huge damage, maybe even kills. And it coming in that little bit late when they've already turned tide, moved in the other direction, turned tail, I should say. Team Liquid now left in a precarious position. I mean, Nats has got his rifle.
Which FUT review is more painful, this or RRQ Abyss?
Okay for the next.
It's a great question.
At this one. But for what gain? Economy on FUT is a little shaky. If they can drop some weapons, make the
I honestly don't have a good answer for you.
But that's not
I would lean towards this at the moment. It's still early though.
Despite low HP on a number
Yeah,
of
it's
players,
still early.
those credits that
You
are
never know.
right on the breadline.
RRQ Abyss, oh boy, it was stacked, dude.
They got their one. They got their one.
They're thinking, can we swap a Rebel for a game? just theorize it.
Just this game. Just this game.
Just this one.
8-1. No, that was much cleaner from FUT, and I think they are starting to be aware that, okay, Camming's playing around that wall. A lot of it they're using for information, like before he breaks it, they'll get close, look to
The
play
Crew
around
Haven,
it,
I mean the
just
Crew
delay
Haven
as
tops
much as
everything.
possible. So they just waited. They know that
They
there's
didn't
gonna be someone around that angle
even
not
have the
needing to
default
fight
to
through
get
it
themselves
and be
into
as
these
aggressive as they were.
situations.
For now, though, Res available. Ultimates a little bit further away, and
That's a lovely little double flash.
Once more, these early
Oh
fights
my
gone
goodness.
fantastic. Some damage done on the other side. But
It wasn't even a double flash, but was it a KO flash that
Who is
I
it?
thought was the other flash? Because the breach is all the way, breach is all the way over towards it.
It is Yedege again.
Not another
Low
1v3.
cracks
He's got
fall.
so long to work with. I'm
Chances of this
nervous.
round falling into FUT.
honestly, use the res. I know it's silly, but use the res. Make it a 1v4. Okay.
Oh god, he's so bold. Oh god, Kamek's
Because
here.
there could
Oh
just be someone on the other side. There
god.
is someone on the other
No, the timing's crazy.
Oh, it couldn't
Oh
be better
no.
for Yedege. Even if they go back to check it now.
Oh,
they'll
the
be ready to
timing's
fight.
so crazy.
Emerging from the rope, 50 seconds on the clock. He's got timing. He's out so deep at the moment. Cam heard on the other side, a little bit of noise, and now he's been spotted.
It's all good.
Dealt with.
Don't even know why I'm
He's
worried.
mortal.
Kamek
He's mortal.
foiled the plot and put 2 on the round for Team Liquid. Another essential round. Everything from this point is just laying foundations for that second half. They're probably already going to need a pistol under their belt to have a chance. So it's good to see that little bit of fire. Because as well, Tom, they've been looking for this fight around main for quite a while. Pushing towards B main.
That flash over the
It's been
top is really
consistent,
cool,
and
though.
There's never been anyone there.
But no, that's the thing. I do feel like there has been moments of successes with these aggressive plays, including there. It's just that they've then had some. There was a round where they got the 2 openers, and then they wrapped from behind them and got caught.
The
And I
setups?
think
Yeah,
Liquid
now I've
this
seen
time
the
just
now I've
managed
seen
to
the whole
hold their ground
breach
and be prepared
Sage
for
playing
people
over
to come
towards
in
the
from
site.
behind. So
It gives
I
me a
think
lot
that
more
they are
confidence in the comp.
slightly adapting
Nice
some of
shot.
their plays, and their
Like
setup
again,
have been
they're getting the
fantastic.
fast
Again,
kills.
Another opener under their belt.
It's just everything else.
I think they're going to completely dominate those stats by the end of the game, unless, of course, this goes all the way back in the other direction. There is still the Rolling Thunder, but the ults are building up here for Liquid.
But what do what do
as
these
are
two
the
do
side of
now?
FUT in towards this A site. It does make me
Lost
a little
A
bit nervous
control.
having 2 players
No
at the back
dish
of the site and
control.
Immediately, the Liquid players fall off that spot.
Yeah, I think realizing what they're up
Okay, they
against,
go to
2
a
rounds left
crossfire,
play
but
with.
you've
Big
got to
ones, like
imagine
you
that
said,
Sage
Rolling
just
Thunder
gets
likely,
isolated.
You're already down a man to be the way that you bridge that gap. Smoked up, Thunder in, but now out of Captain falls. You hope the flank finds something, but nothing. Immediate shutdown. Gecko even fires his in on Team Liquid.
Oops.
As they don't find anything on the back of it, but have numbers grouped up on the choke point. FUT walking straight out into it, and unless Mr. Fallen's got another crazy play to knock them
Is
ready
he
to
done?
go, it is
3?
8-3
Maybe 4?
locked
It
in.
is an
Team
attack-sided
Liquid,
map,
look,
like
if they
4
push up
8s.
to 4, it
Used
wasn't
to be
looking
kind of
likely.
standard
But if
back
they
when
make
people
it
were running
there, find the
EG comp.
pistol, hey, look, we can forget the difficulties that have been here, the struggles of half number 1.
There's still a moment or two where I do feel like there's gaps. Like Yedege almost hits a timing that gets an opener, but I do
Do I
think
like
as
how
well,
Liquid is
their
playing?
late round
I like the
pushfires are looking
first
a lot better.
15
there's somebody
seconds.
taking contact. I think supportive flashes from
And
Camo
then
have
everything
been a big part of the last
doesn't-
couple of rounds where we've seen
Then it looks like
get the
people look
contact they
very
want, and he's
uncomfortable with a lot of
immediately
the
throwing flash just to
setups.
support his teammates. I think that's something that has been a little bit more missing in some of these late round scenarios. The problem though is that those ults weren't used at all. An immediate showstopper for space, but look at where they're playing. Completely offside again though.
Guys, this is where they play. This is where everyone plays the default. They have a camera that gets info, and then they're here to take the rope in reaction.
What does that mean?
Guys.
Team Liquid have to wonder. perhaps the stats are topsy-turvy.
Well, the map's been played for years. We gotta be ready for that.
Rolling Thunder for Patatech, and it comes in just a little too late. Players already off site. Rolling Thunder to counter, slows them completely, puts a stop to the play. Mr. Fallen up close, ready to take that fight.
But
No
honestly, maybe they
utility to
need
fight through
the
on
man
other side.
disadvantage.
Robbing Patatech of that last
It could
flash.
be a
They may
blessing.
just pump the brakes and wait for it.
How the hell would you
Just
retake
about
this
to
site with
fade.
his Astral?
Jump through from Camo, gets the stun out of them as well, but time is ticking. With an op coming into this retake, that flash needs to be perfect. They need the picks on site. They need that space, and they'll find it. It's Camo for the double. A chance now for Liquid to put 4 on the board. Defuse already underway, but the grab well stops it. Spray through Cage, good for 1, and looking for more is out of Captain as the clock
Yeah, didn't
finally
even get
runs
half.
out. 9 on the board for
Astra
FUT.
sucker's big.
Perhaps it could be the halftime curse
Oh
with a
boy,
Red Bull
that is a
Another one.
that's a hard half for Liquid to mentally recover from.
Performance from them in those late rounds. I think Anna Captain has been in God mode throughout this map.
He has indeed been on fire. So is Yedije. Some sneaky positions, 14 and 7, leaving this half. We'll find out how FUT fare in half number 2 after the break.
Astra post-plant machine, yeah, it's I mean, every single smoker on this map really needs to run Astra or Brim, and it's just they're on the last person to play duty, whether it's Brim, Molly, or Astra suck. Chat, let me mute this for the VOD so we don't get owned. What's on the Astra pick by FUT? I like the Astra. It means you can do less fast strats. Because obviously the Brim's pretty good for like the free smokes going fast with Stimpack. But the Astra's really good. I actually thought more people would be leaning into the Astra on this map. Because the Astra ult's good on this map as well. Just the fact that people have the Brim stuff down. And the Brim ult's good.
Folks, about to dive into half number 2 of map 2, and if we're going all the way to split, there's quite a comeback needed for Team Liquid, currently sitting 6 rounds behind their opponent, Tom. And like we discussed in that first half, the tragic part about this is how close they were. This could be a 6-6 scoreline with it being anyone's game, but instead, if this pistol goes to FUT, could be the beginning of the end for Liquid.
Yeah, I think especially you look back to maybe the first 6 rounds. They could have
Redux
won all of
or
them,
Redex. Thank you so much,
I don't
man.
think they're
Redux
gonna feel
150
great
with the
about
Prime.
that
I appreciate
come the
that.
end of the match
Thank
if
you
they
so
lose,
much.
but
In
maybe
terms
gives them the
of
hope
pistols
that
at the
it's not
moment,
like
we're at
they've been
2-1, 1-0
outclassed.
for
The
this map.
scoreline might suggest that they have, but it has been the heroics of Anna Captain and Yedije particularly that have caused them so much pain. Now they go on to that attack side. As I said, they don't have any sort of direct opener. You don't have that duelist. You don't have a person to play around, and I don't think we saw Camo really show that it can work out for him. That's a good start, though.
The army
Nats
is here
and
to
Camo
help you
combining
fight.
the aggression of FUT has been
Nat spots
completely
one, says they're getting
denied
pushed, and
on
everyone
this A
takes the
side.
rope across.
Other than Mr. Fallen is open for business. I think they've killed the clutches, though, Mitch. Sure, it's done. It's over.
3 smokes
listen,
over
it was
towards site. They
Yedije
still
and Anna
got
Captain.
Sage Wall.
In a 2v4. Now it's Cracks, Mr. Fallen, and
We
Zeus.
got breach
The other
damage if
guys
you
are saying,
wanted
"Alright,
to
we
stop
got
the
last
plant.
pistol round for you. Now you guys pull your weight here. Show us what you can do. Well, I'll never doubt someone like Mr. Fallen, but the numbers certainly against them. Team Liquid need this pistol round. If it falls into FUT's hands, especially in a 3v5, after the half they've had. Luckily, we don't need to consider that possibility for all too long.
Nice shots.
Zeus
Camo
alone, and he'll be
is
the only one to
already
draw
halfway
blood.
for an ult.
It's 9-4. Team Liquid. If the
2-2 for
comeback is
pistols
beginning,
altogether, 1-1
this is
every map.
certainly the start of it. Engines roaring.
I I think this is where things can work for them, is the patience. Just sort of holding and waiting for FUT to get aggressive, FUT to put the pressure on them instead. And then when they get into post plants, they have an abundance
Seen it? He's at the venue watch buying.
I do feel like this is one of the maps where the wall is massively effective, just for causing problems, like getting back into the site, spending time breaking it, even then the slows of the Sage. I know there's going to be Sage haters out there that are just popping a vein in their head because I've just complimented the agent, but I do think that it
Got
causes
4 classics.
issues. For now, already, the aggression has been spotted. Well, Anna Captain isn't the one to get the kill this
Oh
time.
my, it got close.
Somehow he was going to
It got close. But still, Gecko Flash off the Gecko Flash, getting shot or hitting someone, you stun and then swing. Yeah, this needs to happen.
Better than the team Rolling Thunder from earlier
They
on,
invested
please.
so heavy into this.
And juggling the weapons away
They
so
kinda
that you
can't
can
lose
see the
anymore,
space
really.
Without worrying about FUT retrieving some heavier weaponry.
Here.
Last thing you want in a round like this, free kill.
Hello?
It's on a platter for Nats. It's what he does best, shooting people in the back. That's what we know him for. B-side taken, plant secured. Yedige and Mr. Fallen.
He's trying to work out where the cam was. It's behind you.
Yeah, they still haven't figured it out.
There we go. He has now. He definitely has now. You'd think if you
They go
could
across the rope. Problem is the trip's gonna give the game up here.
Cozy on the rope. Trap is going to give away the game, and well, with just these pistols, you really don't expect a whole lot. Going down to the spike might be where we end up, but this is exactly what Team Liquid needed. The pistol under their belt, the follow-up being relatively clean, provided
Any
FUT
reason
don't
not
end
to
up
delay the
dropping
plan to get the
a couple
orbs
more
here?
players.
It's just they don't know where they are, right? It's too risky. If they had maybe bought less into this and they had like guns that they were prepared to lose, they could take that risks. But considering the scoreline and considering how the rounds have gone, I think they're just more concerned about converting rounds than min-maxing.
No mistakes.
Right there. Go down to the spike. Make sure your opponents don't garner any extra orbs either, especially when you know the likes of Kiko Panatek could be working towards some pretty high impact ults. Even the res to an extent could play a part in the round. But yeah, not much damage. Just
Would I replace in the chamber
singular
comp?
kill and
Yeah, you just replace the
everything else
Sage.
ended up just being the cleanup.
I would probably put a duelist in just
this one, similarly to what FUT
make
did
it-
in the last,
make
could
it
be
easier
a
to play, but at the
massive
same
turning
time-
point. And especially when you already have Thrash available, you've got yourself also that outlaw
Same
for
time,
Nats,
it's
which we've
like,
seen on
Can we
attack
actually
sides
talk about the
especially
comp when
really
the rounds they
prominent.
lose are more
There's
just
definitely
playing
still
together?
opportunities here.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be a free round. That is a given. Zeus looking to seize the day, goes pushing towards north side. Now we saw early crunches from Team Liquid here, but never really the full commit to just one side of it. And with nobody pushing satellite, it is quickly given up. Zeus falls back, and FUT not going to be so proactive in the control that they're taking. It does seem to be a matter of time though before that setup towards Arcade gets a real opportunity. The spike is on its way here, but so are 4 players.
Trying to
from
get me
Team
to
Liquid.
push the chamber propaganda? Dude, people are playing chamber. It's fine.
Use Thrash.
We
Kind
get
of
chamber
wanna
this
see
year.
where. I feel like going towards tower is maybe not the greatest use of it. Zeus under serious pressure, and honestly, that was the SMG
With the
traded
kill,
out.
they get
Problem, though,
Fischl, and that's
is
a
that Mr.
really
Fallen
important duel
managed to
from
find one
Mr.
at the
Fallen.
same time. Now the team are going to go rotating
So,
back towards that
question
A side.
mark,
Currently,
pressure
only
here.
defended by
Camera
Anna Captain, but you
spots
have to
this
bear in
question
mind
mark,
that
so
defensive
only
side
arcade
rotations on this
pressure.
map are
As soon as
incredibly
they jump peek this,
B main player that was
they'll have a
caught.
faster
Everyone's now
rotate.
coming from Dish, but
All 3
despite
smokes
those
used,
quick
so it blocks from
rotations,
heaven.
the A side
And this one.
already well and truly taken. In goes Thrash. Site cleared.
And
It's all theirs, and they know it. Does he go into main to reclaim it? No. It's going to be given up. Oh, now out of the round. Kiko with a chance, and that's it. The herd thinned. Damage done to Mr. Fallen. And
can they win their
Yedige.
own
It's doable
2v3?
still
They have a
for Team
very good
Liquid.
crossfire.
9-5.
The
They're gonna make
cage
this
for vision.
comeback happen.
Sure.
They need success.
gonna say the cage for
early
vision block
days,
might
and
help
that's
them,
here
but
and now.
It does get used,
Might
but
be
it
up
honestly
against
wasn't
the
too bad.
numbers, but the time is on their side, and it keeps on ticking. Still utility to play with, but
Whoa,
they go out
2 FPS.
diving for the fights. Panatek
1 FPS. What's going on?
now all alone.
It's not me, it's main broadcast.
Not quite. Oh yeah, indeed. Gonna
Okay, we're
stop
back.
the defuse, but now they're pushed up close, looking for the duel, and that's not
Well.
one that Cracks will let slip. Time still there for the side of FUT, and with 15 combined HP.
Yeah, we
they've
got to
still
the last
found
slide
round,
eventually.
Close as it may be, the story of this game.
Money's still there for
is that
Liquid.
victory falls to FUT.
Yeah, it was like a millisecond.
The peek from heaven, yeah, I mean, considering those no vision block, I think they just gotta hold the crossfire strong.
A little bit more aggressive than he was expecting. Yeah, literally a split second less, and he probably goes down to that instead. But again, that has been the story of these games.
Gecko as well. Yeah, he could have picked it up.
I do want to sort of set up
especially as Breach had control, but he had already committed earlier over towards heaven. And I did well to switch it up, right? But it was also a question mark. But I think if he knew that Breach was going over there, he would have gone over there.
Very long range angle where he is almost favored, especially 20 players with light shields, which
okay, they hear the crunch though, so they get info on the crunch, so they instantly react over towards site. And we have just blocked Wingman off with the wall.
That has gone wrong. That has gone pretty badly wrong. It's gonna, yeah, have to break
delays the plant a little bit.
It worked out at least. In the end, the plant's still secured. Just a few seconds extra bought for FUT. See if that ends up playing a role. Out of captain, defending the spawn, steadfast in his defense of it. That's a star down for his teammates, and he's ready to fight once more. He's the only player coming from this side, so there's no backup for him. Not the same for Kamek. He had Gecko there with the flash.
Got killed before the flash, it was still a nice flash.
Ready from Patatek, still full belty utility on that breach, ready to be fired out towards the site. Maybe not needed.
You got res, man.
Kamek will be left alone.
But as soon as you res, this guy's getting half.
Activated to get Kiko back on. Defuse though already up to halfway. A chance. Mr.
Oh god.
Shuts him down for the kill. Looks for
oh
more.
dear god.
This close. Kiko needs to run.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Holy.
Huge commitment from the side of Team
This is
Liquid.
Devastating, man. These rounds are so devastating. Grizzly, thank you for the YouTube membership, man. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much.
Just see this game slip out of their hands a little bit sooner as a result of.
Dude, Kiko's got to spam that. Kiko's got to spam that from this angle. I don't know if the comms. I don't know who did the damage. That's the thing. I don't know if he knows how low HP, but oh, he was full HP. Then honestly, I'm not even sure.
We'll have to ask them.
Oh god, it's so rough to watch right now. It's been one of those.
Really didn't have the same level of value, and the second the realization is there from Mr. Fallen, it seems like a done deal. Showstopper utilized, but already managed to fall off the back of it. They know exactly where Zeus is standing.
Oh man, I think their plan for the raise up can be better here as well.
Available from Mr. Fallen if he wants
like, I really think FUT could implement the whole camera contact stun raise up.
Although with Patatek down, still a very valuable opening pick.
This is the stuff I was worried about.
To cover as they walk out
when it's this stuff,
Zeus,
when it's like you have to force through the smokes, it looks so hard without a jeweler. Like these kind of strats, in my opinion, I'm not sure they can happen.
A bullet in his direction is more than enough to take him down, and now Kiko faces 3 players. Yedije cracks Mr. Fallen, and he won't even get the first on a sliver of HP.
5-12, 7 chances.
Health, in fact, 12 rounds for FUT, and an uphill battle doesn't quite come close to doing it justice. Team Liquid on their map pick.
It's all individual mistakes. No, I agree. I feel like this is the only round where I felt like the comp has let them down. Like this right here, because you got to force through.
You don't have that distraction of like a dash or something to take the gaze away from your opponents. And wow, Ada Captain actually only had a Spectre there. I feel like if he had anything else, it's probably a much cleaner looking.
Okay, 7 chances for FUT to 2-0.
There's definitely been, as I said, a lot of moments from Liquid that you feel like could have been turning points, but when FUT wins almost every single one of them, you have to give them the credit that they deserve.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, FUT looks scary.
Wow.
Like for them to even win these rounds.
An early aggressive take already used. No, maybe not using the thrash. It's basically no info, I don't think.
And then they tank the knife.
Bolt goes in, rolling thunder, landing, but Cracks gets the shots away first. 2 kills already, and Mr. Fallen quick on the trade, keeps numbers favored. The goal is 13 rounds. So far, Team Liquid have 12 in the series. FUT have been dominating, and it doesn't look to stop anytime soon with the ult used from Camo finding
the bait of the wingman to plant.
Patient, waiting for this retake, waiting for the opportunity.
Nice
Kiko
shot.
Not looking to give it away. The Gravwell takes him out of the fight though, isolated as Camo, and a 2K needed. Kiko might not be known. They assume he's in this corner, but still so much to clear. He'll catch the first, but this shot, it needs to be perfect. Blast
Damn,
back is
nice
there,
shot. He
but
was calm
Kiko
on it.
finds his footing
That might be
for
their
the
first
Red
clutch,
Bull
right?
clutch. There's still life in Team Liquid's
Big
court.
1v2.
We genuinely need a tally on the screen at this
Sure.
point.
We'll count it down. 6.
It has been so many clutches, and maybe a quieter
Calm, yeah, it looks real calm.
performance from Kiko
Dude's
than
using
what
a
we saw
Guardian a lot.
versus Koi, but with rounds like that,
But I think it suits his aim style.
It gives them at least a lifeline. Obviously, still the
That's had a 1v2 as well. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
For Liquid when they do win a
2,
round, but
2 on board.
just clean with it when it comes to the Guardian. On the other side of things, FUT have finally had to take a little bit of a breather. They don't have the weaponry in this round. It's going to be Sheriffs,
Wilson
which,
down
hey,
to an eco as
in
well.
their hands can still be deadly.
2-4 if they lose this, so if they wanted to
Expectations are that
do
Liquid
an
will at
op,
least
no
get to
armor
7.
next round, they could.
I love the contrast of when Patatek rolling thundered his teammate got swung by
Pick
2
the right
enemies
side
and
on this one as well for
died.
Liquid.
And then when Mr. Fallen
How
rolled
close
thunders
away
2 of
they,
his teammates,
oh boy.
they swing in and kill 2 people instantly.
Oh god.
You just got to hit your shots.
It really is.
It is cosmetic, as
You know what?
guys on Reddit
Frax
said.
Oh,
has been
no.
hitting his shots this devastating. He is across the wire just in time, past the trip wire, and on the flank. Ada Captain could clean up this round by himself. The Sheriffs have already done damage looking towards the site. And in fact, Nats has gone underneath.
But Nats went wrong way, right? Because he's miles away from the spike.
He'll be walking into
Dude,
the waiting
Mr.
arms
Fallon's been
of
holding this the
Mr.
whole
Fallen.
time.
He's spotted, but not dropped just yet. The pistol not winning it out is now just down to a one-man disadvantage. Utility could block out that defuse. They're going for it halfway.
Okay,
and they'll get it as
tanks
well
the
before
damage,
going
but
down.
got it half.
Trading numbers for time, and it might have worked out. Patatek in for the swing, and that shuts it. Ada Captain puts him to bed, and with time on the clock, it's 13-6. One round
It's a rough
better
one.
than they managed on their own map pick. FUT with an unbelievable display.
Pay save card 50.
They got one.
Yeah, you gotta give credit to FUT though.
It may have
Gotta
also
give
been
credit
a
to
clutch,
FUT,
but
man.
we'll
They play
ignore
very
that.
good.
It was a display from